This is the Digital Savage Experience Podcast, hosted by Roman Prokopchuk, bringing you all things digital marketing, tech, business, and motivation. What's stopping you from becoming relentless in all aspects of life? Are you ready to become a digital savage? Let's get into today's episode.
Hey everyone, this is Roman Prokopchuk, and this is the Digital Savage Experience Podcast. Today I have with me Vikram Rajan, co-founder of Videosocials.net and co-founder of PhoneBlogger.net. Thank you for joining me today.
Thanks, Roman. Looking forward to it chatting.
So what's kind of your origin story? Where did you get started? How did it get you to the 2019 you?
Sure. So I started out running a management consulting firm with my dad. This was about 15 years ago. And fast forward so that we don't take up the whole interview with this part. I was his right-hand person. I was a guy who introduced him to referral relationships that would bring him as a management consultant into clients, small business owner clients. And so the people I introduced him to were mainly commercial business lawyers and CPA accountants. And they became essentially family friends because I was in my early 20s at the time, and I didn't have gray hair back then, and my dad had the gray hair exclusively. And so they knew me, they knew my father, so they became family friends. So fast forward a couple of years, I wanted to bring on my own clients more from marketing consulting more than management consulting. So I turned to essentially my family friends, my business colleagues, and they were mainly lawyers and accountants. And so a few of them wanted my help the same way I helped my dad. And that's how I fell into the world of practice marketing for boutique professional service firms, CPA firms, attorneys, and related professionals. And built up a good consulting practice in the suburbs of New York City out on Long Island, and grew enough to bring on a partner, filled up his time. And then we looked at each other when we were both full with a book of business. Now what do we do? Do we scale with another partner? Do we bring on junior associates? Or do we productize what we need to offer for our clients? And that's the route we went through to help our clients do what they knew they should be doing to stay top of mind with word-of-mouth referral relationships, but they were too busy to get it done. So we came up with an idea of interviewing our clients over the phone and turning what they say into optimized articles. And that telephone interview into blog articles is what we call phone blogging. And that became the service of PhoneBlogger.net. We now have 9 people on staff and clients around the country, mainly law firms and accounting firms that do this to stay top of mind through blogs, through LinkedIn and other social media posts and email newsletters. But then last year, we kept getting asked about video. And as I'm sure we all have seen, that almost half of the posts that we see on LinkedIn, let alone Facebook, are all video posts. So we want to figure out how we could do the same type of innovative content pulling out of our clients as we do with PhoneBlogger. How can we do it with video? So just recently we started bringing together 8 to 10 of our clients, and now outside of clients, new members, onto what we call Videosocials, video blogging clubs. And I can go into more detail, or I can kind of explain what video blogging clubs are now. What do you think, Roman?
Yeah, you can tell the audience what video clubs are.
Yeah, sure. So it's very simple. We bring about 8 to 10 attorneys or consultants or accountants onto a Zoom video conference call. And we each take 2 to 3 minutes to present a topic to the video room. These are essentially video blog topics of knowledge. Literally, we use a tool that's available at blogbrainstormer.com to come up with post ideas for our clients. So anyone could use that. And so we each take 2 to 3 minutes to present this topic. After the 3 minutes, we then pause to gather feedback and introductions from the other colleagues and peers on the Zoom video conference call. So that it almost becomes video blogging plus a little bit of networking as well. And it's a round table. So then the rest of the folks go, and instead of getting the feedback, you give the feedback to the next presenter. And it takes about 45 minutes. And it's a fun way of getting video blogging done together. And it helps anyone who's really nervous or procrastinating, but they know they need to be doing video on their website, on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, etc. And it helps our clients, again, stay top of mind with referral relationships, but be even that much more in video, especially when, it takes a little bit of practice. Maybe they don't want to be plunged into the world of Facebook Live. And on the other hand, they want to, they know hiring a videographer and sound editing and lighting may be kind of overkill for social media. I'm starting to call it's like wearing a tuxedo to a barbecue. It's kind of out of place where it's so polished of a video. You really want your video blogs on social media to be conversational, and that's what our members get with Video Socials.
Yeah, I think it's important to have kind of all your content types covered, whether it's written, image-based, video, and voice. And obviously, if you create one type, you can then transcribe it or transform it into other pieces like you're doing, which obviously has and holds a lot of value.
Yeah, spot on. So once someone does a video with Video Socials, it's up to them whether or not they want to go public with the video. If they like it, of course, they could post it. But if they don't like it, they have a couple of options. They could come back the following week and re-record that same video topic, or of course, just pick another topic. And in that way, it's kind of like Toastmasters for video blogging. It's a practice environment in addition to production. But they also have the option of what you just said in terms of transcription. They can transcribe the video, and if they go public with the video, we could then add captions or subtitles to the video, which greatly increases engagement. But we could also use the transcription and format that as a blog article with or without the video. And that's great for SEO purposes, in addition to people skimming it and quoting it for word of mouth sharing and other purposes like that. So you get the best of both worlds. You get obviously audio and video with actual video, but then you get blog posts and social media posts with the transcription.
Yeah, that's super important in 2019. So what is your greatest flaw that you were able to turn into kind of your greatest asset?
Well, for the business, so I would say number one was billing. I don't know if it's my issues with money. I don't know. I've never seen a therapist, so nothing against it, but I've never have. So I haven't psychoanalyzed my hang-ups over billing. But quite frankly, I know between time management, poor organization skills, maybe some money issues, I was horrible at billing my clients and thus collecting on a regular basis. And as soon as I went to a subscription model where clients and now members pay by credit card, it's a recurring revenue, it's a step-ladder growth of my business, and it's well worth the couple of points I pay in terms of credit card processing fees to know that the money just comes in. I could glorify and say that, the money comes in while I sleep, but whatever, it's basically recurring subscription revenue on credit card. Really changed my life when it came to Phone Blogger and now Video Socials. So if people don't take credit cards, that's 100%. They should do that. It's really convenient. And if they can create some type of recurring revenue subscription model, it's better for everyone, including clients who know they're going to get the service promised and make it really easy for everyone in terms of billing.
Yeah, I think one of the most streamlined kind of billing options nowadays is subscription or something that's reoccurring, where you don't have to collect a different amount month to month or, invoice them where it's directly taken from the client's account and you don't have to worry and kind of streamline that process.
Correct.
So what's one piece of professional advice you can give to listeners?
Create systems and habits would be definitely, if they're, the sooner they're able to create habits for themselves, the sooner they can create systems to create habits of people on their team, the better. I would even say the second is to have that team, to kind of have, Captain Kirk had his number one, so you need your right-hand person. It could be an independent contractor to begin with, but, as you kind of treat the person as an employee, they probably should be part of your staff. But the sooner you go from solo to a team, the better it is in terms of leverage, time management. You're able to focus on your strengths. You're able to get more done in less time. And of course, part of that is creating habits for oneself and systems for others, which are basically creating habits for others.
Yeah, I think that's very important, because if you don't have a good system or, positive or productive habits, you kind of get sidetracked very easily in business and in, a personal sense as well.
Yeah. It's hard to maintain standards. It's hard to replicate. It's hard to be efficient. It's hard to find bottlenecks. Every time it's like reinventing the wheel. I mean, it's silly. Especially if not everything can be so replicatable in every business, but there's definitely aspects that are the same each go round. And I like the mass customization aspect of my business, so I like that. Where I can give someone a customized product, but in a very mass replicable process like phone blogs or video socials. So everyone has their own individual value, but does it in a very similar process.
Yeah, I agree. What motivates you to succeed on, a personal or a business level?
Well, I can't take hopes and dreams to the supermarket, so I definitely like getting paid. But, beyond that, I love being able to create something that the world hasn't seen before. And look, at the end of the day, I know I'm not curing cancer, at least not yet. But in my own way with Phone Blogger, I remember kind of people kind of just being intrigued and going, that's a really clever idea. And that kind of is just the best compliment I can get. Especially, the next is when they actually join and pay me. But before that, at least, it's like, that's really innovative. That's really unique. That's really clever. And I hope I'm doing the same thing with Videosocials.net as well, where we're bringing something to the world that I think is a relatively simple idea, but yet profound because we're getting it done with our members, with our clients. And so that's what motivates me. I want to create something that catches on, that's cool, that's fun to do, that people want to rave about with others, that people want to do things with others. So, with Video Socials, people can invite their colleagues and swap testimonials. So I rave about you and I record a video for you and your website and your social media. And, it's kind of understood that you're now going to record a testimonial about me from my website and my social media. And we're both doing it for each other. And we're doing it in front of, let's say, 8 other colleagues who are interested in helping us improve and achieve greater things as well. It's a really fun aspect and fun twist on what we're doing at Video Socials. So it's kind of that fun, innovative way of getting content marketing done in a systematic habit, which anything that becomes a habit has the tendency or the possibility of becoming boring, because a habit becomes a rut and we get taken for granted. And unless we keep it spicy, keep it fun, and keep it jazzed, it's very easy to fall off the habit if it's not fun anymore. And that could be from fitness to marriage to really any hobby to any mission-driven activity, including our content marketing.
Yeah, I agree. And also, I think when you're creating content or anything you're putting out there, if it doesn't have a emotional trigger or something that is memorable attached to it, it won't be top of mind or a memory. Because if you think about it, anything you learned over time, the things you remember have a emotional tie-in or trigger to it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of why we love music. It has an emotional trigger. It's why we like food. It has an emotional trigger, happy or sad. And absolutely, it gives us the ability to do that with our content. And text you could definitely be very influential with. It's just even easier to be influential and engaging with video. So really excited where we're kind of evolving Phone Blogger to 2019.
Yeah, and I can see other uses for it as well, because my start in digital marketing is in the legal profession. I worked for a company called LexisNexis, internally basically managing, they had a in-house type of setup where it's an in-house agency where they help firms around the country, small, medium, and large firms with digital marketing, SEO, PPC, social, different other, initiatives. So I can see it as a way to help attorneys approve content as well. So if, you write something or you create, content based on strategy, and if it in some way misrepresents or doesn't get the desired result, you can just tell the attorney, well, listen, jump on, write something down, or, top of mind, just narrate in terms of facts and how you want it to sound, spit it out. You have the audio, and then you can transcribe the audio, give it back to them, and then obviously implement it on the website. So that's actually really useful.
Yeah, you got it. I mean, that's exactly why we created Phone Blogger, because we saw that there are ghostwriters where they'll research and they'll write the article for lawyers, And, there are ethical considerations there, ethical with a little e, but also ethical in the sense of attorney advertising ethics. And, for the listeners, believe it or not, attorneys do have ethics, and they have to abide by them according to their bar associations, or they could be disbarred. I mean, they could actually have real license issues of practicing if they do things against the attorney advertising rules. And part of that, controversially, is getting other people to write content for them. And so the way we're able to do it properly is by involving the client, because our client is the author of their phone blog. They're just essentially dictating it or having a conversation interview around it. Now, it's even more so with Videosocials, because it's literally them on video. So it's we're just facilitating them expressing themselves. And at the end of the video, our technology upgrades the Zoom recording to HD quality, because Zoom recordings aren't HD and definitely never full HD. We also add our client's logo, contact information, and attorney advertising or any other professional disclaimers that our members would need to show. And that's done through our technology. So it becomes that added bonus specific to the types of clients that we serve as members of Videosocials: attorneys, accountants, consultants, other people that very often need to show disclaimers where they have to kind of disclaim what they say or disclose certain facts about what they do. Very similar to, in the sense of financial services, registered investment advisors, certified financial planners, etc. They also have to get things approved as well as show disclaimers and disclosures. So, yeah, absolutely. Of course, I know LexisNexis, so we should chat offline and if that continues to be a market for you.
Yeah, I definitely see the value in what you're doing, and especially in regulated industries where you can't really misquote the professional.
Correct.
So I appreciate you coming on. Tell the listeners how they can find you.
Well, being a digital marketer, I'm kind of easy to find online, as you would imagine. So if you go into LinkedIn, you could just type my full name. I'm sure it's in the show notes, Vikram, Vikram Rajan, Rajan. I actually prefer email above all. So Vik, V-I-K, at phoneblogger.net is probably the easiest way to get a hold of me. And I'm always up for answering questions. And quite frankly, if anyone wants to come on to a Videosocials Club as my guest and present a 2 to 3 minute topic, take me up on the offer, promote your business through an educational nugget of knowledge. It's 2 to 3 minutes, get some feedback, perhaps some introductions, and also get, let's say, a free video, if you will, for your LinkedIn, Facebook, other social, including YouTube, your website, and give it a try. And of course, I'd be honored if any listeners wanted to become members of Videosocials.net.
That's awesome. Well, I really appreciate you coming on.
Likewise, Roman. Thank you for having me.
Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? When I was trying to get this podcast off the ground, I had a lot of questions. How do I record an episode? How do I get my show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all the other places people like to listen? How do I make money from my podcast? The answer to every one of these questions is really simple. Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. Best of all, it's 100% free and ridiculously easy to use. And now, Anchor can match you with great sponsors too, so you can get paid to podcast. Without Anchor, I don't think I would have ever started a podcast. It's so easy to use, and I record most of my episodes from my phone. So if you always wanted to start a podcast, make money doing it, go to anchor.fm/start to join me and the diverse community of podcasters already using Anchor. That's anchor.fm/start. I can't wait to hear your podcast.
This podcast has been brought to you by Nova Zora Digital. Find out how Nova Zora Digital can help your company grow online. Learn more at novazoradigital.com. Until next time, all you digital savages.